Hello everyone and welcome back to A Hoarder's Heart. For today, we are going to go into the kitchen and declutter and organize our pantry and also a quick clean out for the fridge. It is officially fall, it's October, and it's time to get back into the kitchen and start getting it ready for the holidays. Now, I have to admit that I am re-recording this intro because when I recorded the pantry declutter and organizing and the fridge, I had recorded it on October 3rd. And I was talking about the porch strike, how there is panic shopping, and kind of like transmuting that energy into more positivity, that I think everything is going to be okay, and trying to not be stuck in that scarcity mindset. Now, a lot of you know that that porch strike actually ended on October 3rd night, later on when I was done recording everything. And I thought, oh wow, like this is great. I'm so happy that it stopped, but I created this whole video around it. But I realized that the message is still the same. I still been noticing a lot of energy of scarcity mindset. And then the devastation that is all the Hurricane Helene survivors down in Florida and North Carolina and Tennessee, and how my heart was hurting for them, and that I still wanted to get supplies to them, even though our supermarkets seemed like they were starting to empty out in fear of panic shopping from the porch strike. I think the message is still good to carry on because I don't want everyone being stuck in the scarcity mindset. I really don't. That was the fuel and the energy and the emotions behind my hoarding disorder. And if we can transmute that energy into living more abundantly and not living in that fear, then that's my hope and pray, is to just lift up the mentality of this nation, this world, and the planet. All right, guys, so let's dive right into this pantry. Now, basically what I'm going to be doing is pulling things out, checking the date, kind of pulling it out section by section since it's already labeled, and we're going to separate what's good and what's expired, put the good stuff back in so that we can organize it and also give it a good little wipe down. And why I feel this is important is because this is how we can feel some type of control in our life. Again, there's a lot of panic shopping. There's a lot of uncertainty with the East Coast ports going on strike. They're still on strike as of today. And I hope that they can find a resolution within 2 weeks so that there's not too much disruption. But I just don't want everyone to panic shop, because that's not the answer. What happens is everyone panic shops, the shelves are now empty, we can't provide for families, and there's some stuff that's being panic shopped like toilet paper, and that's made in the US. We can get those products and it's not COVID. This is something a little different. So for me, it's where can I take control? Where I can take control productively to keep my nervous system calm is to go through the food that I already have, sort, clean it down. What do we have? We can meal plan. Most of us have so much food that we don't even realize what we have. And because we don't realize what we have, when we hear of some kind of shortage of something, we need to rush out and buy more stuff. That's not the answer. The answer is stay calm. It's okay. Let's go through the pantry. What's in here? What's good? What can we make? What meals can we make with what we have? Because most likely there's enough food in here, in the fridge and in the freezer and in my little side cubbies, that could probably last us an entire month without going to the supermarket. Now, is it going to be all food that we are craving at the moment? Probably not, but we're fed. And that's what's most important. When we start to look at the shortage, the port strike logistically, what comes into those ports? And from what I'm seeing, bananas is a big one that there would be a shortage of. But we're in fall. Here in America, it's apple seasons. We have so many farm markets with fresh apples and peaches and fruit and vegetables. We can go support them. We do have fresh fruits and produce and veggies available. We also have some canned goods, right? We have canned goods that have been good for a very long time. I know for me, if there's no bananas, it's gonna be okay. I do have apples. I have canned corn. I have frozen blueberries that we bought a couple weeks ago. That buy those fruits. We also have applesauce. I have plenty of applesauce. I have some dried fruit that's back here. So I don't need to run out and try and hoard bananas or fruits and vegetables when I already have fresh produce that's sitting right here. I just need to organize it. I need to be able to see it so I can easily access it. And by doing that, that calms my nervous system down. I have fruits. I have veggies. I have food to supply my family right now. Will admit that I finally understand the peace and calming of organization. It took me a few years, right? I'm a recovering hoarder. I just saved everything until my anxiety and my panic stopped. That is exactly what people who are panic shopping right now, that's the same exact anxiety. You are saving and buying and hoarding to self-soothe your nervous system. Except somebody with hoarding disorder, we kind of do that all the time with everything. That's the mentality that we're kind of like stuck in because of how our brain is kind of wired. So now people who are panic shopping, you kind of understand the mindset behind someone with hoarding disorder and the hurdles that we have to come over so that we can feel that peace and calmness. And doing this type of stuff is exactly it. As I'm looking through all of this, look at all the food that we have. We have an overabundance of food, and this is wonderful for my family. But this also makes me realize that we're always provided for. There's always abundance out there. There's always a way. We're all very smart, intelligent people when we're calm, when we're not freaking out, when we're not afraid of the unknown. When you're in that peaceful state of mind, you can really look at the reality that is in front of you and how grateful we get to be to organize these food pantries, to have foods. There are families out there who don't have food, many families. A lot in the United States, especially after Hurricane Helene came and destroyed a lot of homes, and globally. There's so many people out there. So right now, if you are a person who is capable of going through our pantry and organizing it, be grateful that we have this. And in that grateful state of mind, I also want you to open up the door to give. Because we have so much, maybe let's donate to a local food pantry. I know that because of the devastation in Florida and Georgia and Tennessee and North Carolina, you have towns completely wiped out from this storm. And there are many states up here, many people that are ready to rally around them and send them the necessary resources and supplies that they need. I want you to start to look at that. How can you help? Whether it's donating a little money, donating a little extra food, donating supplies. For me, there's always something you can donate and give. And that can look like either money, time, volunteering, food, resources, prayers. There's always something you can give. As a recovering hoarder, that when I put myself in a space of giving, then I don't feel like I'm in a lack scarce mentality. It kind of like suppresses those emotions of I don't have enough, I'm fearful. It kind of like eliminates those feelings. And that's what I'm trying to do. Is this channel is focusing on your mental health, healing, decluttering, organizing, providing for your family, all the good positive stuff. With that said, there's always something we can give. Now, I'm just going to loosely talk about the other things that there could be a shortage of as we're cleaning and organizing here. And that is, the other big thing would be medicine, right? I know there's a lot of medicine and surgical supplies that are imported and stuff. That can be very terrifying, and we can only control what's within ourselves. Now, every September, I always go and buy new medicine, like Advil, fever reducers, normally any type of cough and cold medicines. I normally buy that in September so that it's in stock fully and it's not cold and flu season when everyone's trying to grab it. It's not on the shelf. I try to buy it now and not hoard it. The thing is that there is a lot of clothing, electronics, and extra gadgets that honestly we don't need, right? We can be in a grateful state of we have so many clothes and shoes and abundance already. The only concern that I would have is that my youngest is growing so fast and growing out of his clothes very quickly, and he's catching up to his brother's size, and I don't have hand-me-downs for him. But I don't need to go hoard a bunch of clothes either. I could just go buy him a couple hoodies and a couple more pants and he'll be good to go. It's going to be okay. And something that has already helped me is doing the no spend challenge. I do that every single month. So I'm already in the habit of using what we have, kind of doing an under consumption core where we're not going out and buying and replacing everything. We can appreciate all the items that we have. For Christmas, I mean, we can make handmade stuff. We can have time together. It's going to be okay. I don't want everyone frantically buying and getting everything because we don't know what the future is going to hold. The only thing that we can control is what's happening right now, what's happening in the present now. And in the present now, we're watching a video on how to organize and declutter, and hopefully you're doing it alongside me. We're in a good space. My prayer is that that's what's happening at this very moment. I just want to really reel it in that as much as there's a lot of negative that happens in the world, you can also swing to the other side of the pendulum and look at the positive. There's a lot of positive out there to counteract with the negative. And I just want you to be in the space of gratefulness. And what can we do? What can we do to calm our nervous systems, to support each other, to give each other encouraging words, to let each other know that it will be okay. We'll figure it out. We'll get through this. We can pray together. We can meditate together. We can uplift each other. That's what it's all about. And that is the positivity that's going to counteract the negative stuff that is happening in our lives. We can do this. We're going to be okay. All right, guys, so the pantry is all done. It is decluttered. It's reorganized. And I did notice that there are some things that I do need to buy on our regular weekly grocery shop. And I also pick up a couple of supplies needed for the Hurricane Helene victims down south. I know our church and a lot of organizations are getting supplies down to them. Just being in this space of love, abundance, prosperity, peace, and joy, it eliminates that fear of the scarcity mindset. And that's really what I'm hoping that I'm helping everyone with, just to let them know that everything is going to be okay.